Hi guys, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I just wanted to share some highlights with you, the reason why these two Concorde models are being restored. There are some significant reasons for it. I bought this particular Concorde back in 2008, 2009, and this guy a few years ago, and you can see how this one is all yellowed out, and that the reason being because of the clear coat that was put on it by the manufacturer over the years, it turned yellow, and that does happen, and unfortunately, it happened on this one too. This was an Air France model, and this is how it was. You can see how the wing is all yellowed out, and some parts are still there that needs to be sanded and cleaned. So I've done most of it, and I kind of left on this part here, but this I'm gonna sand this off and clean this up. I'll lightly sand the engine nacelles too, so I can get the gray out, because when I do that, the old clear coat will wash away or sand off, and the paint will still be on it, and I can re-clear coat it, and it'll be nice and gray again. So this particular model I'm going to do in a in a BA, and BA with the Singapore Airlines markings on it, because back in the 70s, late 70s, Singapore Airlines leased Concorde from BA for 2 years, and its left side, which is a port side, it was done in Singapore Airlines markings with their Singapore tail, and right side stayed in a British Airways colors, which is the Nigas colors, and they stayed on the tail, and it had said British Airways up at the front tail, or even British. The other reason why, if you look closely, the edges of the tail, the tip of the tail are rounded. I'm going to fix them up, square them up the way it's supposed to be. There's a fairing that goes on the rudder, between rudder and the vertical stabilizer. I'll add that. I have to scratch build that out of a styrene. It goes on both sides. Then I also noticed the biggest issue with these Concorde models is, if you look closely, there's a step right there. See how it comes down and blends with the belly and then goes up. It shouldn't be like that, and that's what I fixed on this particular model. So I have to do some body work and add some filler and fix this up, because this curvature right here is correct, and from there the fuselage blends very nicely into the belly underneath the wing, but this step shouldn't be there. So I'm going to fix this off. uh, do a little bit of sanding on these strakes, makes them nice and crisp. Maybe add a pitot tube in the front here on the nose, and add some other like antennas and pitot tubes on the side, and static ports and so on. So those details will be added, and this model will be done in British Airways and Singapore Airline colors. You can see the difference between the two, how this was all yellowed out, and once it's done, it'll be in beautiful white with Singapore and British Airways markings on it. By the way, these are 1/100 scale Concords, and these are the only Concords available in this scale as a production aircraft, because Doyusha or Nito, they make a 100 scale Concorde kit, but that's based on a prototype model Concorde, not the production one. There's a big difference between the production one and the prototype, with a short tail cone, different wings, and different tail on it. So there are significant differences. Now, this one used to be in the British Airways livery. You can see it was in Cheltenham Docks Union Jack livery. This model also turned yellow, especially where the decals were. So the clear coat on it was turning yellow, so I had to strip this down. You can see closely how I fixed the tips of the fin on this one. They're nice and square. That's how it's going to be the other one. I also fixed the tail cone. This still needs to be lengthened a little bit, about 5 more millimeters. So I'm going to add more material and lengthen this tail cone out. This was broken, and I had to rebuild this with a milliput. This whole area is built with a milliput. I couldn't use the original parts because they were damaged so badly. Same thing happened on its nose. The radome part here got damaged, and I had to build that up too. So I used styrene and part of the original pieces to build this one up, but there's a little bit still left at the bottom there, if you guys can see, and that needs to be fixed too. The streaks, I've already sanded and sharpened them. They look nice. I'm going to add the pitot tubes and the angle of attack, uh, modules here. I already fixed the problem with the step on this particular model. Like you can see, it's nicely done. It's nice and even. This is the way it's supposed to be, versus that step that's on that other Concorde model there. The other things that I still need to work on are these streaks. These need to be a little bit extended to give them a nice scale and nice edge to it. Then on the belly, it's pretty much the original except it's sanded down. I'm gonna keep the original, the charcoal gray on this one too. I'll tape it up before I prime and paint this model, and I'll add all sorts of details which are missing on this model, on these models right across the whole belly of the fuselage. So, and also the tail bumper gear doors are going to be added on it too. So bear with me, watch my progress as I restore these models, and once I'm done with these models will be put up on my website for sale. So if somebody wants to do custom models or restore their old models, damaged models, especially these display ones, they can contact me and I can do that for them. So this is it for today. Uh, I will start working on the models later tonight or tomorrow. And until then, take care and enjoy this video. Showing you guys how I'm making these fairings. These fairings are for the control surfaces of the rudder. And Concorde has two fairings, one on the right side, which is a bit longer, and then there's a short one on the left side of the fin for the rudder. So I've drawn them as close to as the scale shape I could, and now I'm gonna, like, I scribed it and I'm gonna cut these out and put it against the fin and blend them with the curvature of the airfoil of the fin. So once that's done, it'll be done nicely, and then I can I can put the decals on it, and they will become part of the fins. So these models are missing that. I'm going to do the same thing for this one here, but first I'm doing for the XBA Concorde.